Everybody. The name of this adventure is Meanwhile, in Avalon. This adventure takes alongside, as close to possible as our main story here on Luck Mary Kill. And before we get started, now that I think of it, since this is all a side thing, a different thing, how about you all introduce your character in like 2-3 sentences about them, real quick? Whoever's ready first. Aki, go ahead.
Um, let's see. Huh. Well, Ella, as they prefer to be known as, was never. I don't know. I suck at these. Uh, Ella's a changeling. She is. They are a changeling bard. They are of the College of Pleasure, and pleasure is their entire way of life. If it makes you feel good, then do it, darling. Um, Ella likes to use their skills in many different ways to gain as many different advantages and dirty little secrets as they can. But yeah, they are a lovely, lovely person, and they don't bite unless you ask nicely.
All right, Susie.
um, Octavia Cobb is a spindlefolk, grave robber, rogue, who grew up in the system, never really knew her parents, and was tricked into going into a tomb for like truth or dare. They locked the door, and she felt the most comfortable she's felt in her whole life. So she just pretty much stayed in the cemetery. Has like no tact, no sense of self, talks to herself all the time, very awkward, but also very skilled with the shovel.
Okay.
And
Bridget?
Oz, who woke up in a ruined lab, is made of the ectoplasm of several people and some unknowns. Oz took the name off of the nearest canister, which she later learned was O2, and as a sort of reborn plasmoid, she found work in a freak show as, you know, Oz the Ghost Girl.
Cool. All right. Here we go. Leiden, Avalon, 8 a.m. The morning rush is coming and going through Dill Pickle Circus, the newer pride of Leiden, the underground. You're at Dill Pickle Circus to apply your trade as various performers and employees of the traveling troupe. Throughout the hustle and the bustle, I'd like you all to make a perception check for your first roll of this one shot.
Oh, that's the wrong one.
That is a 13.
30-20.
Perception check. Your wisdom is, I'm sure. Let's see, 19 plus 1, dirty 20.
Okay, so Oz and Octavia, you both see a nervous half-elven man with some flop sweat. He's just constantly wiping off his forehead. And, uh, you notice he has a metal-sided briefcase, which he has a death grip on, and he's trying to transfer trains as Two dragonborn block his path. They start talking. The man tries to walk past them, and then one of them flashes a knife and stabs him in the gut. The half elf falls, his briefcase crashing to the ground. If you want to do something, roll for initiative.
Also, would I notice anything else because I just realized I'm proficient in perception, so it's a +3, so it's a 22. Is there anything more I notice? All right.
That the dragonborn are pretty much dressed the exact same.
Oh.
That they are more than clearly together in this situation.
All right. I rolled a 13 for initiative.
Yeah.
Trying to decide if I want to.
Did Ella even notice this?
You would by the time you heard the middle case crash to the ground.
Oh, my word.
They noticed the guy walking around looking weird, but by the time he gets stabbed, you notice as well.
I would like to run up to the case and grab it.
Is this
Well, you would still need to be in an
I was going to
initiative
say,
order.
is that initiative order?
You could do whatever you want. You could stay in your. Well, this is your exit off the train, so you would be.
My initiative is 23.
I guess I'm going to be joining 22.
Wow. Okay.
You roll much better as a rogue than you roll as a fighter ranger.
I know. I'm well aware.
It makes sense.
You all rolled better than them, so Octavia with a 23, you get to decide what you want to do first.
Okay. I would like to run up and grab the case and then try and hide behind Oz.
Sure, you can do all that. You pop out your train, out of the train, run up, grab the case, and then hide behind Oz. Ella, what do you like to do? You're up next.
Ella was going to head for the case as well, seeing it being snatched up. They are going to like just hop off the train and like run over to the stabbed person's side. Like, oh my goodness, what is happening? What's happening? Who did this?
Oz.
Yeah, Oz is next. You all rolled higher than him, so.
Ella, is that what you do? Is that?
Yeah.
You would clearly see the two dragonborn still like right 5 feet away from you at this point.
Yeah, I'm definitely getting a good look at them. But I don't necessarily want to like engage them and I don't want to like attack them or anything. Because I don't know what's going on. So yeah, I'm going to study them both very carefully and like yeah, just kind of step over to the side.
So they're within 5 feet, right?
Well, you haven't gotten out of the train yet.
Okay. So if I get it,
like what? Yeah, no, never mind. Go ahead.
Or you would be just outside the train.
Okay.
If Octavia came back to you.
So can I get within 5 feet of them?
Yes, you can.
And can I try to do something without them noticing?
What are you trying to do?
I'm trying to inflict the blood curse of bloated agony.
Okay. Without them noticing it? Okay. That's a spell, right?
If it's within 30 feet of me, Causes its body to swell until the end of my next turn. For the duration, the creature has disadvantage on strength checks and dexterity checks. It takes 1d8 necrotic damage if it makes more than one attack during its turn.
So you're going to walk up to them and then try to cast this without them knowing that you're casting this?
I'm going to try to, like, get near enough to them, which they only have to be within 30 feet.
I mean, you could probably stay where you were and do this.
Okay, then I'll just stay right outside the train and just kind of, like, try to underhand inflict this. Do I have to roll sleight of hand and then they make the save, or?
Yeah, so this is a save for them.
Yeah.
Yeah, try a sleight of hand and see.
Okay.
Let's see what their perception would be. If they're even looking at you. They're going to fail.
Okay, because sleight of hand was 17.
Yeah, you got that. They didn't notice you.
And okay, so they are cursed. And they'll be cursed if they don't do the save. It's 8 plus my proficiency bonus is 2 plus my Hemocraft modifier. So it's either intelligence or wisdom. We're gonna go with intelligence. So 12. They have to make a save of 12.
Intelligence? Yeah, that's going to be a 9, so they failed.
So they are now cursed. Until the end of my next turn, they're taking 1d8 necrotic damage if it makes more than one attack during its turn.
All right. It is the first one's turn. And they're going to look over at Octavia. Like, give me that case back! And he's going to run over to you. Yeah, he's going to try and stab you. Ooh, that's a dirty 20. For 4 piercing damage.
Okay.
And we're going to say he's the one that got cursed, so here we go. Because they do have multi-attack. Oh, yeah, that's going to be like a 10, so that's going to miss, but he's going to take a d8 for trying it. Right?
Yep. You want me to roll it, or are you going to roll it?
Yeah, you know what? You roll it.
Okay. He's going to take 4 points of necrotic damage.
So you're going to stab, he's going to get you, and he's going to try again, and, like, kind of, like, whiffs it, but then he's like, ow, what the? And his hand hurt, like, what? And the other guy's like, come on, man. He's going to run up and try and take the case back from you. So I guess this would be opposed strength check with Octavia. It's going to be a 16.
11.
He takes the case back. But
Oi!
stuck.
I stole that fair and square!
And now it's Octavia's turn back at the top of the order.
Okay. I would like to take my spade and knock the shit out of the guy who took the case. Oh.
Actually, why don't you... So you're right next to me, right?
Yeah.
And he just made a contested strength thing against you?
Yeah.
If I were you, I'd either use one of your daggers or your rapier to do sneak attack damage. If you want to do extra.
Wouldn't he be paying attention to me?
It doesn't matter. I'm within 5 feet of him. You're within 5 feet of him.
Oh, shit.
So, yeah.
Is it okay if we do that, DM?
It's that rogue shit.
Okay, let's do it. So yeah, I have a small knife. We'll do that.
I think you have a rapier, too.
20.
Yeah, that's going to hit.
Yeah!
All
Alright,
that.
and that's 1d8, I think.
And then a d6 as well.
Yep.
Oh, no,
Because
1d6
of
for a
the-
small knife.
For a small knife, it's 1d6.
Trying to find the right
I know
one.
daggers are
Okay.
D4.
6.
So
So
12.
extra d6.
Mm-hmm.
That guy that just ran up and took the bag from you, he just goes down in the hump and just.
He got shanked.
Well, that is a rogue for you.
Yeah, don't fuck with me. That was my case.
All right, Ella, you're standing over the dying body of a half elf that's drenched in flop sweat and no longer has a death grip on a briefcase. A briefcase that's now back on the ground, actually, because you just stabbed the fuck out of him.
Ella is has no healing prowess to speak of. So they just look over at the other dragonborn and like yeah, I'm quite sure you thought all of this was funny or something, but I know something that's even funnier. And they snap and cast hideous laughter on the one that's standing. The DC 13 Wisdom save.
It's a 16, so he passes that one. You can
Oh,
he can feel something overcome him, and he's like, "What?" Shakes it off. All right,
oh,
Oz, your turn.
well,
So
I
Oz
am
is.
going to move out the way.
Oh, yeah, okay, you can move. You can move. Yeah.
Yep, I will move out the way, and I'm going to pull out my rapier as this, basically this long, slender blade that is like attached to like a thigh strap.
Current form says you can change it. Are you in that default bearded lady form that your
Mm-hmm.
picture is? Okay. Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
All right, Oz, you're up.
So Oz is going to look down at the crumpled heap and look down at the other stabbed guy who's currently dying. And something is going to take over Oz and go, right then, a proper hunt then, eh? And just gonna whip out a revolver and go, I have no idea who that was, but the sentiment remains. And she's going to take a shot at the currently still standing Dragonborn.
Okay.
And that is my dex, which is a +4. She's a 12 to hit.
That just hits.
And I believe the revolver's a D8 piercing. That's the wrong thing. 1d8, yep. So it's going to do 5 points of damage to the still standing Dragonborn.
Okay. You point, you shoot. You shot me! You shot me right in the arm. But he's still up. He is still up. And it's his turn, so he's going to look at you and be like, you.
Me.
And he runs up. He runs up and he's like, I've never tried to stab a thing of goo before, but I guess this is the first time for a lot of things. That is an 18 to hit.
That hits.
On Oz. Okay. That is going to be 4 piercing.
Okay.
He's going to try and do it again, which is a 6 and going to miss, but he's the guy that's been cursed, and you don't have to roll it. He's going to die from that curse.
Well, this is a proper mess then, isn't it?
Quite.
This was not how I was expecting to start my day. What is what?
I'm gonna snatch the case again and hold it to my chest possessively. We got it, didn't we?
Excuse me, sir. Uh, are you alive down there? Uh,
You can you see him, and he's clearly about to die. With his last breath, he says, "Please take the case to the address on the tag."
And why should we? It's mine now.
And he passes.
oh, a mess indeed. Um,
I would like to open the case.
Tav, just a moment. What does the tag say, if I might?
Why does it matter? It's mine now.
Because if it's
you,
not far, and sometimes things people get stabbed over are more trouble than they're worth.
But I stabbed him back and he died.
I meant
well,
the initial,
yes, of course,
the initial
but
one who was stabbed first,
yes,
the one who just died.
Okay. But
you wouldn't want
do
to
we
become
have to?
like that.
Do
I don't often get things like this. I usually have to dig for it.
Let's see what it is first, but let's also check the tag and make sure that it's not something that can be easily gotten rid of so we don't get stabbed repeatedly.
If I might add, by the way, usually things like this, when you return people's items to them and dying wishes and stuff like that, there's usually wonderful rewards and stuff that people like to give.
That's also true.
To steal it, that's not as fun.
Oh,
You're taking all the fun out of it.
there's plenty of
Fine.
fun that you can have with the extra money.
I hold it out to Oz, like, petulantly.
All right, so
I
you're gonna
take
read the
it.
tag.
And I read the tag.
The tag says, "Delivered to Racine Aeronautics, care of Lucille Racine, 219 Baker Street."
Oh. Oh, this
What
might
does it
be.
say?
Delivered to Racine Aeronautics. Care of, you said Lucille Racine?
Lucille Racine.
Lucille Racine, 219 Baker Street.
What's
If I
that
know
mean?
anything about that area, this is definitely more trouble than it's worth.
But
Well,
I
then
like
leave it where we
trouble.
found it.
It makes it exciting.
I'm going
Oh,
to
Oh,
hand it
okay,
back
look.
to Octavia and say, "You may try to open it, and we shall see what is inside."
oh, really? You'll let me?
I don't think there's any stopping you at this point.
You're right. All right, then I'm going to try and open it.
All right. Give me a sleight of hand, or if you got like thieves' tools,
I do have thieves' tools.
and you're good with thieves' tools, and you add all those bonuses to your roll.
Yeah, you took expertise in it.
All right. Give me that big fat D20 roll then.
And I'm adding what again? I haven't played a rogue.
You add your dex, and then you add your proficiency twice.
Oh.
So it's +4 right now. Plus your dex.
24.
Well,
You see the number combination is doing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Same number on my luggage, and you open it up, and
Well, that was
inside
easy. What do I see?
inside is full of blueprints with a logo stamped all over them. It says Racine Aeronautics, and the plans look like a ship, but there's
This is
no main
boring.
mast on the ship. Where there should be a main mast is like a box, and the box is labeled Cavorite container.
This is boring. There's not even like
oh, darling, you
a
don't know what you are
biscuit.
looking at. If
I
they,
wanted a snack.
if someone was willing to kill for this information in here, oh, can just imagine how much it must be worth.
I
Like,
think
you
we
can
just.
have it. I don't want
But
it.
no, but
I think we just accidentally dabbled in corporate espionage.
What's that mean?
oh,
I didn't
darling,
go to
I
school.
tell you all about that. Listen, it's when you have something that you know something that you shouldn't, and you trade it to someone that you should not, and you get something that you shouldn't in return, and it
Ooh,
makes you oh so happy.
this is making it more exciting.
Mm,
Maybe
And
they'll give me a biscuit.
baby, knowledge is power, let me tell you.
and with the rewards we're likely to get, you could probably get multiple biscuits.
Oh,
You could probably buy a
I've
biscuit
never had multiple
factory.
biscuits before. Let's go. They close the case.
Okay, if you'd like to get to Baker Street, there is a station there, but you'd have to change cars to an eastbound train.
Is it so far we should like how far away is it?
Would we know how far away it is?
Mm,
Yeah.
Oh, how long have you been? Has the circus been in town?
mm,
I would think the circus hasn't been in town too long, but Octavia used to live in Leiden.
Okay, you know that because of so many stops, it would take about an hour because there's just constant stops. You could walk there faster.
Okay.
Either way, I'd let you have a short rest, so those of you who did get stabbed can heal up.
mm.
Okay. So should we go sit down and get poked with a knife? I should
I would,
probably sew that shut.
yes. I believe I have some bandages and things of that nature in my bag.
Need I have some web I can use to thank you.
Oh, okay.
I stick it on my side. And then I
And
sit down cross-legged
and
in the
then
middle of being in the way.
and then where Oz got stabbed, she's just gonna more goop.
Just take some goop from here and put it there.
I'm not using this today.
I was sitting there with a compact mirror, and there's no makeup brushes, but as they're brushing across their face, the shape is just changing and a little fuller. The shape of the eye changes a bit.
Cosmetics are you using?
Yeah. Oh, it's a trade secret, darling.
Oh,
I tell you, but it'll cost you.
That's
well,
really
that's
cool.
fair.
I'm going to give you an inspiration for that.
Oh, thank you.
That's fair. Keep
Uh,
your secrets.
somebody give me a D20 to see how the trip goes. See how the trip goes to Baker Street. If somebody could roll a D20.
I appreciate the Frodo quote.
I rolled a nat 20.
Word.
Won't hear one luck. That
Apparently,
means
my die like me being rogue.
well, that's a good roll. So nothing really happens besides that you had all that time to do all those little patch jobs and stuff. You get off at the Baker Street stop. Are unhampered on your way up the stairs onto London proper, and you walk your way to the 200s block on Baker Street. A row of similar, if not same style, brownstones are in front of you. You count your way along and found 219. And can I get another group perception?
7 plus proficient.
Oof,
Dirty 20.
that is only a 10.
And 7.
Mm.
I rolled a
Roll like
2.
that again, you're going into dice jail.
Well, I was gonna say that you were the first, but unless you draw the attention of the others, you're the only one to notice that the door is ajar. Oz is the one who notices this.
Arthritis. Which one uses the address?
This
I forget how
is.
numbers work.
What did the tag say?
We may want to be cautious.
For why?
What happened?
Do people in Leiden routinely just leave their doors open?
Somebody. I mean, if they were expecting somebody, maybe.
Is it customary in a large city where people could get robbed to just leave doors open?
It depends on
No,
how high they are, I suppose.
I wouldn't think so.
I would like to go in though.
Could be dangerous.
Exactly.
Oz is going to just kind of try to extend just a little bit longer than normal and kind of inch the door a little bit open with the elongated arm.
Okay. Door opens slightly more. Inside, you see a foyer.
Don't get any sense that anything has gone off. No sort of trap on this door.
And nothing with the door besides this open. And as far as you can see inside the house, everything looks fine in the foyer, at least.
Well, this is fancy.
Quite.
I've never been in a house like this.
No, there's usually there should be people here. Okay, well, the previous owner of this here was just discombobulated. Um, you, it's very likely that they probably came here first and or second, looking for the same thing.
So, do you enter?
Um, you can take your shovel on up there. Maybe someone's swinging it. I'll be right behind you.
Wait, I'm gonna check to see if I have something in my burglar's pack. Hold on.
Um,
Yep, so I would like to take a ball bearing and throw it, like roll it to see if anything happens.
All right, you roll it into the foyer, and it lands and it rolls about what you think it would normally roll. And other than the fact that there's now a tripping hazard in the room, nothing else happened.
There are
like,
no motion triggers.
that's a good idea. And I just Ella kind of takes her hand and forms almost a platform and makes little walking motions and casts minor illusion to make the sound of footsteps going around the corner and see if anyone jumps out or responds.
Oz is
Have
gonna
you guys
keep Oz is gonna keep a revolver at the ready for that one.
have you actually entered the
Yeah.
facade?
Oh yeah, we're like at the in the
Right
entrance
in
of
the
the doorway.
threshold, just a little bit past the threshold.
Anybody close the door behind you?
I will.
Nope. Oh, okay.
All right, you see yourself in
Like
the
no,
foyer.
no.
The foyer is more of a hallway, and there's 3 doors on the left, 3 doors on the right, and 1 door in front of you. Where would you like to go?
So door.
There's 3 on the left,
Mm.
3 on the right, 1 in front of you, and the one you came in behind you.
Should we split up?
Now, why would you want to do that?
Because it's fun.
I
I
mean, I
have a
suppose you are
hard
right. It
time thinking that fun
could be
and
fun.
deadly are the same thing.
Well,
Sometimes they're pretty close.
are they not?
I wouldn't know. I kind of came from deadly, and I don't think most of them in here are having quite the time of their afterlives.
Well, I didn't mean for them. I meant for me.
I don't think they were
I
having the
like
time
when
of their
exciting
lives
things
when
happen.
they. All right. Do what you will.
Oh, well, sweetie
Okay.
darling, if it makes you happy, go forth.
I'd go through the nearest door. No hesitation.
So nearest they're all like equidistant. So
Okay,
Right
like,
or
so
so
left?
one to my right.
the first left
Right.
to the first one on the right.
Yeah.
First one on your right, you go open the door, you walk through, and the first door to the left opens, and you walk out of it.
We're in a Scooby Doo hallway!
That was
Oh.
fun. I go back through the door and see if it takes me back.
You go back through the same door you went through before,
Yeah.
the one on the right. You go open the door, you walk through the right door, you come back out the left door, first left door.
I'm just gonna keep
Oh,
going through the
wait.
loop running.
Follow me. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go.
I'm gonna try to stretch in both directions and see if I can touch my hands to each other.
And you can just barely on both sides of the door. Like,
Oh, now this is
now you're thinking with
wonderful.
portals.
This is so cute. I like
Do it.
this.
Fun.
Well, let's try another door. Try another door.
They may not
Which
all be the
one?
same.
One.
We need to be careful how many we open.
Let's leave these open so we can keep track of where we've been.
That's a good
Well,
idea.
these are the first ones. Do they stay open or do they close?
It'll stay open if you leave it open.
Okay.
And it's really weird when you look.
I'm gonna bring the arm back in on one side, and then with one of them that's longer, try to reach for the door on the left on the other side, like the next one down, the second door,
Okay.
and
So
open
you're
it.
reaching through the first right,
No,
out
no,
the
no,
first
no.
left.
I've brought this arm back to normal size, but this left arm I've kept long, and I'm still standing in the hallway, just back towards the door to try to open this door on the left, the second one down. So I'm standing away from it, just
You open the second door on the left, and nothing happens other than that door opens at the moment, and then a moment later, the door on the right opens. The second door on the right opens.
It's on delay.
And it's really weird because if you look towards the open door, you see your own ass on the other side.
Oh, yes. Wait a
It's
sec. Wait a second.
it's better than doing two mirrors. I'll tell you what.
Love that. Love that. Love that for us. Love that
Oz
for
Oz
us.
starts like adjusting the length of her hair in the back to like make it like
See it. Takes a moment for the door to open, but visually, everything once it's open, it's like real time.
What?
I'm confused.
Interesting.
What is the point of this? The other one is fun. This one's just strange.
it took a moment for it to establish itself. But it seems to be caught up. I don't know.
I want to try something. Um, one of you stand by that other door over there in like 3 seconds, and And Ella walks to the door on the right and blows a kiss into the door.
And they feel the air of the kiss come by, as if you were standing next to each other.
Place is so marvelous.
What is the point of this?
I'm not sure. I want. It doesn't seem to have anything to do with what was inside of that case. That is obviously apparent.
I'm gonna go try to reopen the front door.
Okay. You open the front door, and you stumble into a what did I write there? You end up in a room that's super dark.
Ooh, the dog! I love the dog. And I go in there, and I have night vision or dark vision.
Okay.
Well, this is
I'm
not the
not.
street. I also have dark
No,
vision.
it seems much better.
And that is a puzzle
Um,
I got from Marvel Ultimate Alliance, the video game.
well,
You go back the door you first came in to move on.
So what's in the dark room?
Are you the only one that can see in there?
No, I can
um,
see in there. I've got dark
I'm
vision too.
not too fond of the dark. I
It won't hurt you. You'll be fine.
There's nothing
Well,
there
the
in the
oh
darkness
dark.
well.
won't hurt you.
There's nothing there in the dark that can't be there in the light. Although that's more reason to
No,
be afraid in the light than it is to be settled in the dark.
well, I can't see in there, so hmm.
You don't have to see to be there.
Oh, fine, fine. If anything happens to me, I'm blaming y'all, okay?
I mean, that's fair.
They walk into the dark, hands out. You can't even see my stunning beauty in this darkness.
What's in here?
So you are in a study, but it has been turned over something fierce. There's papers
Uh,
everywhere, books are strewn about.
Hello?
Well, it looks like it was nice before, but someone else seems to have trashed it.
Oh, this could be just organized chaos. I don't know.
Um, okay, it says I have a candle in my pack.
Okay.
Um, so I would like to light a candle.
So what's the light? 5 feet and then 5 dim per candle,
Um,
probably.
5 feet and 5 dim. Yep.
Okay. All right. So you can see well within 5 feet, and you can do see almost good enough another 5 feet, and then beyond 10 feet is still any guess to you.
Well, it's good enough to not stop stumbling over things.
So do you start
Oh,
walking around and looking around?
Oz is
yeah.
gonna
I would
just
like
kind of drift forward, less an actual walk and more of a moving the slime so it looks like she's not moving at all, just kind of float forward.
You
I would
can pretty easily see a very large desk
Um,
in the
uh,
middle of the chaos.
Ella is specifically going towards the walls and attempting to find either some form of switch or torch holders, candelabras,
If you go
something.
straight forward, you will find the fireplace.
Ow, ow, ow. Son of a biscuit.
Yeah,
Ow.
you kicked the metal.
biscuits. Where?
Okay.
You guys might need to
All
start
right,
spelling
let's
biscuit.
Not that
see if
kind of
I can
biscuit. Oz will go over to
maybe
the
I
desk.
like this.
All right, you walk over to the desk. You don't even need to make a perception check. There is a dead dwarf next to the desk.
Oh,
Ooh.
I
That
don't.
nap looks rather permanent.
Yes.
What's permanent? Where?
I poke the body.
This person's nap seems rather permanent.
Who's napping in the dark? I'm trying to light this fireplace.
I believe we found the former, or I mean, technically, legally, probably current owner.
I would like to check his pockets.
You check pockets. You find an ID in the pocket, and it
Who is it?
says Lucille Racine, 219 Baker Street, Leiden, London, Leiden, Avalon.
So who is this person?
Then we were supposed to give the case to. Does that mean I can keep it now?
I mean, I suppose, but that's
Le-
Good.
troubling.
I mean, if you want to be the next victim on the list, I mean,
The
it's
problem
up
the
to
problem with that
$20.
the problem with that, Tav and Ella, is that we are in possession of something and we're the last people quite publicly seen with it.
Does that mean we're going to make more friends?
If
I
by
don't have
friends
many
you
friends.
mean people who are going to try to stab us, probably.
I don't know.
And
It
with
could
you
be fun.
poking at the body,
Um,
you see the several spots of blood, and you're like, even like now that you've seen a few people in just today, this dwarf was stabbed to death.
Oh. Oh,
And
looks
even
like
like
he was.
even back then, with a basic person's knowledge, you get this happened at about this had to have happened about the exact same time as what happened to you in the tube.
This.
Hmm.
Oh. This is fresh.
I see that.
Uh,
Seen quite a lot of dead
do
bodies,
I
and
do
this one looks very fresh.
do I sense anyone watching us?
Roll it up.
I would like to help.
Okay. Perception with advantage
That's
to look to see if you're being watched.
17.
All right. You don't feel watched right now.
I don't quite feel eyes on us, but stay alert.
Are you ever not alert?
It seems like there's only one entrance and exit out of here.
But while you were doing that, you did well enough that while you're looking around looking for means of being spied upon, you noticed a strange button in like the knot of the wood and the desk, like right underneath the desk against the wall there.
Oz is going
What?
to press the button.
You press the button and everyone dies. No, out pops a secret little cubby, and inside is a little
Ooh.
book.
Oh my.
What's that say?
What have you found?
These people are full of surprises. I don't know. It looks like something probably containing some sort of more knowledge on this. So I'm going to reach in and take the book,
Okay.
open it, and see if it says anything I can understand.
You open it. There's even like a ribbon marker on it. You open it right up, and you're like, oh, this is clearly her diary.
Oh. This engineer, or whoever they were who had these blueprints coming, this is the diary.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Who's their crush? Who did they fancy?
I read the last entry, actually.
The last entry. Okay. You go through and I fear my old rival, Professor Basil Ratigan. How I detest to refer to him with this title, but the last was legitimately earned, unlike most of his work since obtaining the title, since his appointment in Bulworth. Has viewed his figurative crosshairs again. He knows I'm making advances and is likely planning to make a move to take mine and Dr. Cavor's hard work as his own to fuel his nefarious means.
Oh, there's some competition here. I may have been spot on with the corporate espionage.
Oh.
Secrets worth dying over.
And
But
yes,
does it
that was a
say
great
who
mouse detective
Good
reference.
attention.
Yeah.
Oh yes, it's one of Michelle's favorite movies as a kid, so she was freaking out. Um, so I
So I
can't
matched up
read.
both characters.
What else does it say? Does it say they fancy anyone?
Well, they didn't fancy anyone, but they had an enemy, Professor Basil
Does it
Rattigan.
Love
say
story.
what these blueprints were to?
I don't know. It looks like some sort of ship with a box.
Well, you
They
went
do
to the
like
last
boxes?
entry.
And I'm gonna start flipping backwards and reading, like, to see if there's anything that looks like it's a progress start point to whatever. Just kind of like skim until I get to what looks like the beginning
You
of
see-
whatever the obsession is.
Henry is so steamy. No, you you find what passage this is. Dr. Cavor's discovery and subsequent inventions should finally be the missing piece to make mass aeronautics possible. Imagine the underground, but in the sky. More people that can fit in there too will be able to commute to their jobs in the much less congested airways. We've already developed a safe and small lift system to get passengers to and from the ground.
A lift system for airships, but a tube system of airships.
A tube system of
How does
airships.
that work?
Well,
They're floating tubes.
it sounds here, if I'm not mistaken, like Cavor and Racine Aeronautics were trying to develop some sort of almost benevolent public transit situation, which I'm sure would.
Benevolent?
It seems as though it was deliberately designed for more people to travel, meaning
Is
that
that what
it would.
benevolent means?
Benevolent means it is good for all.
Oh,
And if more people are able to travel, that would mean that travel was cheaper and faster.
Plenty of people would apparently kill to keep that type of information from getting out.
Especially if someone wanted to
Ah.
charge an exorbitant price and make travel more expensive.
Hmm. And I see that case again, darling.
right. I hand it over to her.
Thank you, thank
Or
you.
to them.
Now, I'm going to look through them and kind of see if I can go through the journal, flip through this diary, and see if are there any maybe drawings, sketches, any references that might coincide the two.
Well, you see journal entries way at the beginning, talking about getting a large ship, like a ship that's no longer being used by the military. Getting rid of all the military bits of it because they want it to be large enough. And they're trying to convert it. And then you also remember them talking about when they looked at it first time that where the main mast was supposed to be, it's not there anymore. And there was a box and it was labeled the exactly how I wrote it. The Cavorite container.
Cavorite. This must be the invention.
Invention?
Question,
Edge?
GM. For has Ella in any of her previous liaisons, as we'll call them, has any of her previous suitors whispered any type of any secrets that might have referenced anything about flying ships or tubes? Does this ring any
You,
bells for them?
uh, you can remember one or two talking about they claimed to have one themselves. You never saw it. You never rode in it. But one, among your more extremely wealthy patrons has claimed at having
Interesting. Hmm. I've only heard talk of these whispered in the dark. Someone I knew claimed that they had one of these, but I of course never saw it or didn't get a chance to get too much more information about it. Fortunately, I could have made a fortune on it. But all of that aside, these plans are priceless. And in the event that whoever was looking for these, if it was this rival professor, if they catch word that their little friends didn't make it back from the train and they might come back here. Maybe we should skedaddle.
My
And just
sentiments
as you make
exactly.
that conclusion, you hear a knock on a nearby window.
Can we see out of the window?
Just barely see out the window right now. And you see a half elf, I mean, sorry, a half orc, and he starts waving at you.
Who's
Only be-
that?
and they exclaim, Basil Ratigan sends his regards. And you
Oh,
see him
fuck.
produce thing and pushes the button, and you start hearing a ticking noise inside the room.
Oh no.
Oh, fuck.
Oh, we should run.
We should go.
Yep.
And I
Mm,
pick up the case and I run towards the door that
yeah.
is loop.
So you all start running out the door.
Hi, skedaddle.
I. How close is the window and how close is the door?
You're about equidistant from the desk where you've been at.
Does the window look sturdy?
Roll for that. Roll for sturdiness.
What would I add to that, or is that just a straight roll?
Straight roll.
Okay. That was a 10. I'm going to take the gun out as I run towards the window and fire 3 shots
Okay.
to try to make the window a little more pliable in terms of breaking and running for the window.
The rest of you decide to go through the door. To the door.
I stop when I hear this gunshots.
Mm.
All
The
right.
fuck are you
Like,
doing, Oz?
Do you really
As
think that
Oz
they wouldn't have thought of the door?
Well,
ticking
I
is
don't know.
faster.
we'll
I'm just gonna
go.
keep running and I'm gonna throw whatever I can at the window while I'm picking it up and running and just
Um,
throwing shit to try to break it before I get there.
Make a strength check.
Okay.
you know, I probably could do some.
It's a straight 17.
Oh,
Okay. Now, because you've already shot 3 holes in this window and have tried grabbing things on your way there, it lowered the DC. So You manage to crash through the window into the outside, which would just be just short enough of a fall where you wouldn't take damage because it's not quite 10 feet up.
And I run after.
Oh,
Jump
And
through the window.
shoot.
now the half work already was running, but then he hears all that and sees you, and he starts running even faster. You have
I'm
all
gonna
dove off the
pursue.
window. All right. How fast can you can move?
Ooh. My 30 feet is my speed.
So 60 feet around if you just straight out run.
Yep.
Everybody else same.
Yeah.
Mhm.
You don't have cunning action yet on rogue,
Uh-uh.
so you can't move 90 yet.
Not as far as I know. I'll double
All right,
check.
you run after him,
Yeah,
but he is
I'd
still
imagine
a
so.
solid 20 feet ahead of you the entire time.
I would like to throw my small knife at him while running.
Make an attack roll.
Is it sneak
Would
attack?
No, 20
No, he
feet.
would. He's too far. You got no friends on him, and he knows you're there.
Yeah.
And I yell out, "How dare you do a hit and run, you ignorant bastard!" And cast vicious mockery at him.
Okay.
And I rolled a 17.
Yeah, that should hit him.
Cool.
That like an improvised thing is that.
Or is that the dagger or small knife?
Oh, was it a dagger?
It's small knife.
All
I
right.
looked it up. I was wrong earlier. So it should have been a 4, a D4, not a D6.
Oh
So
no,
I will
we're
roll
all
a
dead
D4.
retroactively.
By 2 points. 4.
All right. It gets him to slow down enough as the vicious mockery comes in. That's what a charisma save.
Wisdom.
Wisdom. Yeah, he's gonna fail. What was that? 12. Yeah, he's not gonna make a 12.
Right, that will be 4 more points of damage then.
So as he gets stabbed, and then his brain is like heard something about his mother inside his own head. He stops moving, and you can catch up to him.
Give me my knife back.
I'm
And I yank it
going
out.
to attempt to grapple.
All right.
Not help? Like, if is there a help to grapple?
I mean, you could probably do this at advantage because he is.
I already have advantage. I'm amorphous.
Ah,
He gets a 15 on strength.
I get a 16.
All right, you got this guy who's pretty much almost dead to begin with. You caught up to him. You're taking him down.
Now, where
All
did
right.
you think you were going?
And then as you say that, the house blows up. Boom! No one looks at it, right? Because you gotta be cool.
Yeah, no, I'm just like face down next to his face, neck probably a little elongated to compensate, just eyes wide.
Sounded very loud, didn't it? Is it dark out?
It would be midday about now. As you
Even
came
though it
in,
was
beginning of the
dark
day,
through the window?
it's strange angles to the houses.
Okay.
I believe that perhaps we should call the law for this one.
Ew, why
I
would we
think
do
we should
that?
go somewhere more private and have ourselves a lovely little conversation.
I agree.
I bet you your
We're
little
going
head
to
is
have
full of
fun
all
instead.
kinds of juicy secrets.
Yes. I do enjoy fun.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you're
So I
going
start
to
looking
wish
for
we'd call
an
the law.
alley. And with city secrets, I know secret patterns and flowing cities and confined passages through the urban sprawl that others would miss. So I'm going to search for that.
If that, I mean, that's in your background, right? So yeah, you could find it pretty easily, just a couple blocks away.
Okay. And it says, can travel between any two locations in the city twice as fast as your speed would normally allow.
Okay.
So,
The issue there is you got two friends with you that can't move that fast.
I was gonna
oh, I
say,
wouldn't care.
And a
would
semi-conscious.
it be halved because we are dragging him along? Is the question.
Yeah. On top of that, yes.
So I'm going to dart for the nearest alley and then turn around once I'm in the dark and go, on! You're taking too long. Quit dragging
Oh,
your feet.
sweetie
I'm
darling,
not
we are
just
coming as fast as we
dragging
can.
my feet. I'm
It's
dragging this asshole.
Well, you're
not being the
dragging
most
his feet too.
compliant. Come along, dear. Let's
You're going to
go.
wish we'd called the
Talk.
law.
It's like the more you're hanging with me, the less time you have later.
I don't
Sure.
trust the law.
And what exactly were you doing working for this professor?
Told me that I was supposed to, after lunch, go to this place and hit the button. And then I saw you in there. So I was like, oh, let's have a little fun.
Oh, I think you know more than that.
I would like to
Think
take
you
one
know
of his
a lot
fingers and
more
twist
than
it
that.
at an extreme angle.
Roll for torture.
19.
All right, that'll give you an advantage on your persuasion.
All right.
Oz will have the persuasion check at advantage now.
Oh, Oswell. Okay.
Yeah.
Dude, because my persuasion is shit.
Mine's not much better.
I should do it. I mean, yeah.
Mine's a
Give it a
-1.
shot.
So
I mean,
16. Mine's also a -1.
that's good.
Oh.
How do I have? I should be talking.
Now, are you going to tell me more? Or should my friend, I don't know, do something unspeakable with this finger of yours?
I'd like to keep it if you're
I
not going to
something
use
about
it.
time. Now, you sweethearts, I don't want to turn y'all stomachs or anything of that sort. So, sweetie, darling, what we don't have much time, you see. So I'm really going to need for you to tell us everything that you know, and I need you to tell us really, really quickly, okay, darling? And as they're talking, their face and head begins to change into that of a dragonborn. So they get the mouth full of teeth and the jaws. It's like, please.
Well, that's rather sexy, isn't it? And I twist the finger a little harder.
All I had to do was hit the
Come on.
button. It, he's he's
Where
found the hidden lab. It's under Leiden Bridge.
Oh.
The soldiers are headed there already. But if you get there, he'll be long gone. But if you go after him, they'll have gotten the lab taken over completely.
And what good is a lab to an army that doesn't have a leader?
Don't know about his nephew. He's 10 times worse.
Oh,
Oh, the nephew too. And what was the nephew's name? I didn't quite catch that, dear. And speak up. Speak up.
Nephew. His name is John. Is John Rattigan.
Mm-hmm.
He's his. He's been trying to raise him up to take his place,
Ah.
but he's cruel.
Oh.
And I
Like
take it.
me.
I take it that the professor is not so heavy-handed in cruelty.
I mean, for the average person, he'd be cruel, but let me tell you, compared to his nephew,
As much as I would love to take down the larger Ratigan, it seems as though we're going to have to start small.
I start
Out
searching his
of
pockets for keys and stuff.
curiosity, how's the relationship between the two of them?
I think it's along swimmingly.
Well,
He's his. He's the next in line for a reason. He's trying to soften him in time, but tell you, if someone takes him out now, the whole city will know within days.
hmm.
Why do we care?
Because this will undo the plans for the rather public transport.
Oh. I would like to search his pockets. I don't care that he's awake.
Cheap transport is good and all.
You just find a knife on him and the address of 219 Baker Street.
No
On a piece
keys.
of paper. Nope.
I wonder what was going on.
And you
with
find
this
the
guy.
button. You find the button he pushed.
So what does this do after you've pushed it? Can I smash it, or will it make something else blow up?
I believe that it served its purpose, so you could hit it all day and nothing would happen.
I like that. And I put it in my pocket.
Now,
Now you have a
were
new friendship
you
toy.
were you meant to meet up with your employer again at any point in time in the future?
Only if I'm called for. He would know whether I succeeded or not. He probably already knows now that
How
the
did they
house, that the
contact
building
you?
has been destroyed, as I was told.
Good chap you are. And when you are to be called upon, how does he reach out to you?
One one of the street children will find me, and then I'm supposed to show up to Bulworth.
Wait. He involves street children.
He
No.
gives them like a piece of silver and tells them to go talk to the guy on the corner, and
But
they'll
he
go
puts them
over.
in danger.
Yeah, I mean, we know to expect them.
Oz, we need to kill this man.
What if we kill both of them?
But this one in particular. Street children have it hard as it is. Putting
Gives him
them in
a piece of
extra danger
silver.
is just
Yes.
fuck.
It gives him a piece of silver and says, "Go to the store, talk to the man behind the counter, tell
I
him
don't care.
meet
I was a
Yes.
Rattigan,
street child once.
and then the
You and
child
me
walks off
both.
with the silver."
Yes, but
No.
a few extra bob for something that could get them absolutely annihilated because they're associating with such people.
You can
Is
take
that
it from
not
dead. Don't steal back. They don't
dangerous
stab, they
enough?
don't lie.
Yes, but
Dead people are best.
the problem to have with this is it sounds like the uncle and the nephew are in this business.
Hmm.
We would need to kill them
Who's
both.
the one asking for the children to do things? Is it the uncle or the nephew?
So Professor Ratigan has one of his men find a child in the street, gives them a silver, says go to the store, tell the man at the counter to meet Ratigan later. And then the kid just, does it and has a silver.
So all of them. They must all die. Thank you.
Where do you typically meet when you are
On
called upon?
campus. On
On
campus,
campus?
different places. We're usually told where on campus. Never never the lecture hall. Never at the offices. Just sometimes it's a cafeteria. Sometimes it's at the arena or whatever.
I have an unorthodox idea.
What might that be, darling?
Did you say where this Professor Ratigan was headed? Senior, not the nephew.
Well, I have no idea where he's. I mean, all I know is if he went for the lab, he'd be long gone. I don't know where he'd be going.
So it sounds as
He
though
doesn't
we
have a
have
local
no
residence?
choice. No
Does he have
hideaway, no base of operations, no.
a safe house?
I mean, if he has a safe house,
Condo?
it's so safe. None of us know about it.
A flat?
So this
It
it seems as
seems
though
as
our
if
friend here is quite low level. I don't see any further use for him, and I pull out the gun and I put it directly to his temple.
Oh, let me get out of blast range,
Are
darling. I
you
don't want to
going to
mess up my
paint the
cute
wall?
bow.
I do love that.
I'm gonna turn my face to normal and step aside so as to not get messy.
I do like the color
Like,
red.
ta.
Are you of no further use to us? Do you know nothing
Please say
else?
yes. Please say yes. Are we going to kill him? I hope so.
I I don't. I just get told what I'm told.
But you spoke with the children.
Yes, they come up to me and they say, "Meet Ratigan."
Kill him.
Octavia, would you like to do it?
I don't make quite the spray you do.
Yes, but I make far more noise and I don't want to attract the authorities.
No,
This is
fine.
true. You
I
went
take
through
one of
all
the
the
small
hard work to
knives.
find a lovely little place for this conversation.
Since I took one of his small knives, I'm going to use it to slit his throat.
And you don't need to. You're gonna do
Actually,
it.
first I give him a Glasgow smile.
Really?
That's better. Look at you. You
That
even have
would be
lipstick.
enough to kill him. Probably, I would say.
Do that. You're beautiful. Look at you. You'll make a beautiful ghost.
Did you ask him why he's so serious?
Lovely.
Who wants
Ah,
to be serious?
does that make you
Oz
feel better, dear?
Oz is gonna smile so far that it looks like Oz has a Glasgow smile.
I love it. You should keep it.
Ah, feel better?
A little. And I wipe the knife off on my clothing and put it away.
Now, unfortunately, it sounds as though we have no option but to head for the bridge.
Actually, sorry, I wipe it on his clothing, not mine.
Oh,
Oh,
the question is, would we be welcomed?
Quite the opposite, I'm sure.
Here's an even better question. Do we think that he would have been welcomed?
He's rather low level. They
He's
probably
not.
wouldn't even know who he is.
That is quite true. He'd have no reason to be there. They'd instantly be suspicious anyway.
I mean, all I told you it was under the bridge, so he would probably spend the rest of the night looking under the bridge and not
I
finding where to go.
I have the button. We can show them we have the button and say that we're the ones that did it.
Ooh, that's a good idea.
I wonder if the button opens a door.
Let's say we
I don't
came here
know.
for more information.
Let's find out.
So you just leave this body in this.
I kind of drag it into a
Is there a
darker
dumpster
spot.
somewhere?
Yeah,
I
if
mean,
there's
sure,
trash
that's
on the
like
ground, I'd like to cover
I,
him with.
I'm pretty sure whoever the authorities are, they're busy with the explosion.
Yeah.
Hmm.
There will be very hungry rats and puppies soon. They'll take care of it.
Speaking of
So-
rats, is your friend all right?
Prometheus would rather not come out around strangers. He only likes me.
All right. Just wanted to make sure he was fine.
As far as I know. And I look down my shirt to see if the rat's still hanging out there. He looks like he's in one piece. He's still breathing.
There's a
Here.
big jump through
And
the window.
I pick up some old rotten food off the ground and drop it down my shirt for the rat. I bet you're hungry. All right.
All right, so you're going to head towards.
Leiden
Leiden.
Bridge. And hope it's not falling down just yet.
All
Mm.
right.
That would
Now,
be
this
fun.
is one of those things where you write 5 pages of notes and it happens in a half hour. As I'm
Welcome
sure
to Michelle's world.
MJ knows that world.
Oh, I know that.
And then there's a
world from
sentence,
all of you.
and the sentence is a half hour.
Yep. There's a room. Is there anything in the room? No, this room is suspicious. We're gonna investigate the room.
Very
It's a
nice.
room. It's empty. It's the Critical Role chair.
Yeah, oh,
Would
yeah,
it be a good
sure.
time to take our break?
Yeah, we can take a break before we get to Act 3.
Oh my.
And I'm so
I'll go
glad
right
you
back.
chose this one because the other one is. I mean, they're both. Well, we'll talk about it when we get to the end. I'll tell you what the other ending would have been as a bonus feature. We'll have our break now.
All right. And we're back from break.
For the exciting conclusion of, meanwhile, in Avalon, the group has decided to head for Leiden Bridge. Leiden Bridge from Baker Street is, I should look this up during the break. Imagine it's quite a distance. So you have time to discuss whatever you would like to discuss. RP, if you will.
Um, so, if I were you, I would find a rather safe location for this here precious cargo. I don't think I would go trolloping it into the lab.
Ah. Could we say that the freak show had set up somewhere along the way?
Well, the freak show would be at Dill Pickle Circus.
Okay.
So
Is that back in the same direction, or is that
that
backtracking?
is Westerly, which is where London Bridge is east of Baker Street.
Okay, so
Mm.
we'd have to
And-
backtrack first, which I don't think we have time to stow it.
No, I mean, somewhere safe along the route that maybe we can come back to.
This is Leiden,
So-
unless you want to take out a safety deposit box.
So in
Well,
real life, this
that's
is an hour and 25-minute walk. We're going to say it's an hour in our game because the world is bigger and smaller
Then we need it to
Let's-
be.
than real life.
uh,
Than real life.
let's just take it out, take the paperwork out of the case and put it in a bag, put it in another bag, so that we're not walking around with this briefcase on us.
Separate the lock from the key. I say we keep the briefcase. Do we have anything we can put in it?
I mean, I can, if
That
you
might
give
weigh
us, if you
this-
give us a moment, I can make up a couple of lookalikes with a few key schematics drawn off. I'm a dab hand at that sort of thing.
That would be probably the best idea we have.
Yeah, if we can have a quick set down somewhere, I can whip out my forgery kit that I am proficient with and do some quick sketches and throw off some, some measurements, some numbers. Not enough to give it away to the someone just doing a quick glance. You'd have to really scrutinize it and do the math and stuff. Well, I'm going through like, oh, that doesn't need to be a 7. That should be a 3 right there. That would look so much prettier as a 2. Okay.
How long do you think that will take you?
Um, probably 10, 10 minutes maybe.
How skilled are you with this? Is it like
Let's see. It says I am. Let's see. Let me look up the rules of forgery kit, see if it says anything special. No, I'm proficient with it.
okay.
I've actually not used one. Pens, inks, varieties of papers, parchments. Proficiency with this kit lets you add your proficiency bonus to any ability check. So I guess I do a performance or deception, something like that.
I
I should just take the
deception.
time.
Deception. Yeah. Roll a deception with the.
You know what? I'm going to use that DM's inspiration. Yeah, yeah.
I was about
That
to
was
remind you about that.
that was a 2. That was a 2.
So that
That's
would've been
much
like a-
better. That's much better. 18, 19, 20, 23.
Yeah, you get that done within 10 minutes.
Okay. Yeah, so yeah, they are just doing sketches, pulling
So
out some of the
where's the actual blueprints going?
um I suppose they can go mm, in a back. Um don't think of us as rude, but um the way your beautiful body is formatted, can things without
Can she stuff her bra?
no, even more, even deeper.
They'd be
Can you put
visible.
Stuff her
things inside
kidney?
of that
The
body?
the problem with that would be they would be visible from certain angles, even in studded leather armor. Even in this, beautiful vestment that I have on
Mm,
over my form, from certain angles, it would be visible. We would lose the point of the forgery.
well, I
You could
suppose we can
put them
just
in your
put them in a
bodice.
bag. Yes,
I mean, if you have
that
like
can work.
whatever pack, it comes with a backpack.
Yeah, I,
Well,
I
then,
say
yeah,
we just put it in a
I'll
bag.
put them in my bag. Yep,
I have a
put them
backpack.
in the bag, mixed up with a whole bunch of other parchments and papers and similar looking papers and
And you give in
nondescript.
Octavia the briefcase now with forged documents inside of it.
Yeah.
I have the fun one.
Here you go,
Meanwhile,
darling.
Elemental P has the real documents in your bag.
Yes.
That's my purse. I
Mm.
don't know you.
I don't know you. And then I kick him in the ding ding.
Oh goodness. Uh, let's
Damn it,
see.
Bobby.
You think we should keep them in a bag? Or, Octavia, you suggested stuffing them down my bodice. I don't think anyone will do a strip search.
It depends on what kind of place we're going into.
Mm, that might not be a bad thing. At another time. Anyway, in the bag should do,
Ooh.
and I shall guard this with my life. Hmm. Now, let us go and see a lab.
Have an hour's walk if you want to walk, or if you want to try to get back on the. It'll take less time on the tube, I think. But you wouldn't get directly. You wouldn't get in the middle of a bridge in the underground. So, but
Um,
you
are,
have plenty of
are
time if you want to do anything
taxis a
else.
thing?
If you want to talk about anything, or we can get right to it. We can
I
waive
don't
that
know
time.
who these Ratikans are, but I don't like them.
Neither do I.
No, I'm not a big fan of them myself at all, darling. Now, if on the other hand they weren't trying to hurt and harm people, we could make friends with them after all. The circus could do with some wealthy benefactors.
How many have you
Do
brought
you
over the
think they would
years?
keep
Oh, few here and there. Now, a few people who enjoyed our time together and thought that it would be wonderful, ever so wonderful to provide a gift or two.
I I think I have a solution that may not go against Octavia's sensibilities.
Oh,
that?
Corporate sponsorship.
What does that mean?
Racine Aeronautics. They're clearly the ones trying to do the sky tube, as it were.
Hmm.
I believe they might be beneficial allies in terms of funding
Yeah.
for
How does that have
Frisbats.
to do with my sensibilities?
Oh, we still get to kill the Ratkins.
Oh, good.
Yes,
Okay.
yes. But we get even more out of it on the back end.
Because a corporation is more than a family.
Yes, and
In some amount of
I
time,
don't
they will
understand.
probably rule the world.
Oh,
However, unfortunately.
that's something they can do.
so one with the means and the mind to make these type of plans, they can probably do anything they damn well set their minds on.
That is a fair assessment.
Now, what better than to be on their side? However far on the outskirts we may happen to be.
No one needs to know they're sponsoring a freak show. We're just
They could think they're sponsoring
useful
a
employees.
beautiful courtesan.
If Ella's up to it.
If the pay is well, if it will benefit the circus, I
Well,
will
and
do whatever it takes.
you could offer to be the face of their business.
The
Well, the
face
face
is
is.
even.
Exactly.
They could save so much on advertising.
Exactly. There you go. Tit for tat, or tit for tit, if you will.
And even to top it off even better, they would never have to know, you know, what benefactors brought them their plans, or should I say returned them, or who they had to repurchase them from.
I like that idea.
They'd just be
I thought you
grateful.
would. Yeah.
Did you hear that, Prometheus? We could get you so much cheese.
And biscuits. Don't forget the biscuits, dear.
Oh, biscuits for me.
And Prometheus squeaks. The happiest squeak you've heard.
Did
Maybe a 10-day.
you hear that? He's so excited. Now we have to do it.
Oh, yes.
All right. Well, let's get going then. How should we go about
Now,
this?
Once
well,
more onto the breach, dear friends.
Been heading west this entire time.
hmm
Even though you haven't been along very long, if you've been in Leiden for a day, you know where the bridge is. Even if you didn't see it, pretty much everyone tells you how to get there. Oh, you must see the bridge. You must see the bridge.
I grew
It's
up
not
in
even
Leiden, so
It's not even the old fancy bridge that had like the stores on it anymore. It's a basic bridge now. But you reach the bridge, and now you got to figure out where the heck this entrance is underneath it.
are we,
hmm.
are we
Octavia?
there?
This seems to
Yes.
be up your alley. Quite literally.
I do love a good puzzle. I would
Oh,
like to look for the
darling.
entrance.
Give me
And
some
I
investigation
think that
check.
you will do wonderful with the
You know
wee
what you
little
could
shoulder rub
do.
and a bit of inspiration.
You know what you could do. Can't you walk on ceilings?
Hmm.
Can't you walk on
What did you
ceilings? You
Yes, I can. Yes.
perhaps walk on the underside of the bridge and have a look.
Ooh, I haven't done that in a while. I start
Oh, the
strolling up.
spider lady had spider walking.
Yeah, same. My climbing speed is the same as my base walk speed.
I'd imagine. Okay, so whereabouts on the bridge would you like to start?
Probably near the supports where it makes sense that there would be something behind it.
Because you would approach from the north side of the bridge. And then
I
it
don't
goes
know.
across the river, which I did not name.
Okay.
We could totally reference the other campaign right now. The River Cames.
I go up to the first like large support or where there's a lot of brick where it makes sense that there's something behind it.
Okay.
And start feeling around under the bridge and against that support for some kind of opening. Oh, that's a nat one.
I mean, since you're doing it from such a better perspective, I would give you advantage.
Okay.
Because you're not trying to do it from.
That was
roll.
a 3. With
At least now you didn't fall in the water.
with perception, that's 8.
You want to try adding a D6 or you want to save it?
Mm,
We're trying
I
to
don't
get
know that it
in.
would help much.
I mean, at most it's a 9.
Yeah.
Yeah, an additional. Even if you rolled a 6 on that, that wouldn't be high enough.
Yeah.
Not from
Yeah.
where you are, at least. You're like,
Maybe there's some
So you decide
stuff up here.
So you decide to move further in across the.
Yeah, go to the next
Sure.
support. Try again. Do I roll again?
Yeah, sure.
Oh, that's so much better. That's 24.
You can see a small little landing that if you weren't looking for it, you wouldn't see it because it's like that. It's like in Indiana Jones 3 with the walkway that you can't see it because it matches the background. But you see it. There's this little, maybe 10 feet of a landing, and then there's a door.
I found it.
Is there an easy way down to it?
Is there an easy way for them to get to it?
You look up, and there's kind of a ladder situation. It's not great.
You can go up on the bridge and maybe not break your neck.
I mean, it's doable. I mean, obviously, a bunch of people have supposedly done this.
I would very much like to not break my neck. I
Ella,
really enjoy
I
it.
have an idea if you'd be open to it.
Yes.
Could you hold my belongings?
Sure.
And I will take off the studded leather armor and put it in the bag and just hand over my
Ooh.
bag once we get to the spot on the bridge. And what I'd like to try to do is Mrs. Incredible parachute Ella down to the door.
Okay.
By stretching.
I mean, this is what your
Can
physiology allows.
can
D&D.
I help by becoming smaller?
Can you actually change your weight and density
I'm
with how much you can
looking
change?
for that right now.
During all of this, you noticed a strange looking box It's a box? Is it a box? But it's walking towards you as you discuss this.
Oh,
Uh,
what's that?
And then you could, as it approaches, you make out the famous painting of a boxing man painted upon the box. And you realize it's one of the arcade machines from the circus.
Doing
Why
here.
is something from the circus here?
And you realize it's Pugilism Unit NK. And he's walking towards you.
It's Punk!
what is Punk doing here, dear? And
Hey,
the answer
everybody!
is yes.
I saw
Hey,
you!
push him off the ledge.
Oh no, but wait, no.
But I want to see him fall.
Well, no, wait. We gotta at least listen and see what he says first, dear. Now, come
Fine.
on.
I'm
Do you
fine.
push him off the ledge?
No. I throw a fit about it, though.
Because that would have been quite a thing, because he weighs 306 pounds.
Just
Goodness.
watch him fall into the water and be lost for all time.
Like,
Just sinks.
I was like, what are you guys doing? I haven't
What are
decided
you
on a voice
doing?
yet. I just, I was at work. And then I think some magic man came through. And he put a magical copper piece into my change unit. And here I am. You've seen it?
Is
It's
that
only
a
just been a thing. It
euphemism?
stands there like this.
So
People punch him in the face.
Wait.
He's never been alive before.
Yo.
What?
This is odd.
Is that a euphemism? Did somebody touch you somewhere? Or put something in you that you weren't okay with?
I mean, it's part of my. You put a copper in,
Uh-huh.
and then you get to punch me in where my drawn face is, and then the thing lights up behind me, and
So you
says,
didn't stick it up
whether
your
you're a
ass.
big beefy boy or you're a little wuss.
It's more in the
So
front. It's more like being
Oh.
fed copper.
Oh.
No. Oh,
Used to be a better
Now,
source
I've
of
seen-
income for the circus than it was. But now,
I
Ella,
Well, you can at least fight back now.
I was going to say, Ella, you've known Punk the longest. Theoretically.
Well, what was the like completely prior to this? You were 100% inanimate.
It was just essentially a box, a big metal box. That had
Yeah.
And now
a
you're a
drawing of a boxing
boxer.
man. Yeah, and it had a drawing of a boxing man on it. And you put a copper in, and you punched it in one of the zones. And a thing behind you said, "Oh, you punched like a little wussy boy," or "You are a big, strong person."
I have an idea.
Punch so good.
Ella, may I see your forgery kit for just one moment?
Yes, dear. Whoops. Don't what are you gonna do with it?
Instead of a full boxing man now on the box, I'm going to draw over it just kind of a rudimentary face on the box. And then hand it back to Ella.
Cute.
Like where the head would be.
Yeah, where the head would be. There's now a face. That's better.
To talk to you.
I
That's
am
rather
going
better.
to
I
have
think
to
that's
get
more
used to
aesthetically
you.
pleasing.
I'm gonna have to get used to you walking and talking. Well, not talking. You talk all the time, but of your own free will. How do you feel, baby? How do you feel? Anything loose up there?
touch my new face.
Can you feel pain?
I don't know. No one's tried to punch me since I woke up.
I flick the metal.
I mean, was that supposed to hurt?
Do you still light up?
Not terribly, just enough to jog you. And did you feel it?
Feel it though? Like, did you register something that, like, do you feel? Like, can you? You're a machine, baby. You're a machine that done came to life. Can you feel? That's
No, can I feel?
this
Whoa.
day just keeps getting
Did
wilder and wilder.
Did you feel the flick? I don't think we're talking of emotions just yet.
Oh.
Yeah, I think
I felt like
it's
something happened. Like
a
I
little
more than saw it happen.
those sensors and buttons in there.
Interesting.
Do you feel small in the universe? Or like you have to fart?
Octavia.
I mean, I could just open my exhaust port.
Oh.
Oh,
I mean, I haven't had
Oh.
much use for it before. I haven't been filled with
Meanwhile,
gases.
How are you with ladders?
I probably could make one better than I could climb one.
do you need anything to do that?
Could you repair one? That was rather rudimentary, makeshift.
I have rope. Would that help?
Well, I have an affinity for wood, though. Like I could make one of wood.
I don't think there's gonna be a lot of wood around here, dear.
I'm better with wood.
How many feet down is the doorway?
How tall is London Bridge IRL? Because it's like right at. It's like just above the water level. It's a height of 213 feet, so it's probably. Oh my god, it's like 200 feet down.
Okay.
The
So we don't have enough
unless
rope.
unless they're approaching by boat, there has to be some way down. These little papers talked about a lift all the way up into the air. Maybe they got a lift that goes down to the sea. Maybe we should. Maybe there's a
Maybe they get to it by boat.
channel somewhere.
Could we steal a boat?
I wonder.
We could find a boat.
But would Punk sink the boat?
Punk is quite heavy. I hear the strong man complaining of it constantly. Every time we move the circus.
Hmm.
Well, now we can carry himself. Sorry, do you use he, him
Won't have to
pronouns?
complain anymore.
I mean, the painting of me was on me was a man. I don't see why I would dislike that. But maybe let's keep it neutral for now.
Yes, baby.
Yeah.
You're free to be anything and anything you want to be at any given moment.
All right, they them it is.
I'm glad I didn't draw a little mustache. That would have been presumptuous.
Look, anyone can have a mustache.
That is also true.
All right.
Anyhow, beside the point, let's get in the door where you will not hurt yourselves, because considering you cannot climb like I can, which is rather
Don't
annoying.
rub it in, dear. Don't rub it in.
So I saw that you were trying to become a
Yeah, we're just gonna
I was
float
going
on
to become
down.
a parachute, yes.
But
But I don't know
I
that I
don't
could
think.
take both of you.
No,
no,
I don't.
certainly
I
not.
don't think so.
I'm a big boy, spelled with an I, right? That's how
That's
that
of course
works.
you.
A big punk, anyway.
Now we are gonna need to come up with another little plan up in around here. Hmm.
Should I
Punk?
try pushing the button
Bar-
to see if it opens
Oh,
the door?
Yes.
oh, you haven't pushed your little button.
I haven't. I take it out
Push
and I
your little
push it.
button.
Now you kept the button,
Uh
so I gotta pay something off for that. I had not planned on anything, but you push the button and the let's see here, the landing doubles in size, so it's 20 feet on it, and the kind of janky ladderish thing becomes an actual ladder.
Oh,
See, that
an
fucker
easier way
deserved
down.
to die. He lied to us.
So I
Look
take
at
that
that.
back. I take the pack back from Ella. Put the leather vest back on. The studs.
Here, I'll help you, baby. I got you.
And like Oz is when in the circus, when in the freak show, Oz has very just like the grossest, grimiest, torn up, like Gaunt feature, whatever. When out and about in public, Gaunt has the leather vest on. It's got the plunging neckline, but it also has that separate collar piece that comes up and frames the face, the
Mm.
Victorian collar
Mm-hmm.
piece.
I mean, this is the
And
Victorian
Love
era,
that.
darling.
and has like tails that go back off of the like dress that she forms behind herself. Can I help you? Go eat your food.
And there you
Now
go.
look at that, Octavia. Your instincts were just right. Right on the money.
And so
You're gonna
I
have
will
to
head
start
down the
calling
ladder.
your fortune teller.
All right,
I just
it's
climbed down.
you're waiting for everybody else.
Yeah, I
Punk,
will. I'm before I head down the ladder. I would like to take the time to actually look about and see if I can try and do a casual look about and see if I can notice anybody noticing us.
I mean, you're riding across Leiden Bridge, and you see people walk in, and you see somebody like hop over the barricade, and just like just like how the doctor explains when he has to explain how the chameleon circuit isn't a problem in modern day England. If you see a 50s police box in the middle of the street, you just move on. You see somebody clamber over the edge of Leiden Bridge, you just move on.
So New York, got it.
Oh,
It
so
works. It
it's like
works.
the Golden Gate. Somebody's jumping over the side of Leiden Bridge.
Uh, Well, they flip their hair and scurry on down that ladder.
Everybody's got their own problems. All right, and then Punk will be last down the ladder.
Oh, I hope he doesn't fall
Yeah.
on us.
Mm.
Last
You
There's
time
a
I
still
went.
ladder in
standing
the.
over here, don't you, darling? Scooch over just a bit, just in case.
Last time I
Don't wanna
went
stress you up.
splat, things took about a week to get back together.
Well, if you go splat this time, I'll make sure and scoop up as much of you as I can.
Thank you.
Will you have
Let's
already?
try and avoid it, though.
The party's going to start without us. And I go in.
And the door is locked.
I try to. Sorry, I use thieves' tools to pick the lock.
And Punk, you can see him kind of bend over a little bit.
Can you even climb a ladder?
He's like, "Hey, I know how to do that too.
Oh no.
Oh, he's going to punch the door.
As you're picking the lock. All right,
Okay.
give me that lock picking roll.
A lot to the
Am
left.
I adding my proficiency bonus?
Are there any gaps around the door?
Barely, but you could probably fit in there.
If it's bigger than an inch, or if it's an inch or smaller,
Does it have to be an inch?
yeah, it has to be at least an inch.
Yeah. It's not. It's not. An inch.
Okay, then I couldn't fit.
Okay.
Um,
Do I add my proficiency bonus?
Yeah, you have double proficiency, right, in thieves' tools. You have expertise.
Oh yeah, so 21.
You were like, this lock seemed like it was, and you look at it like, no, this lock is supposed to be harder than this. But you just gotta go and open the door.
It's almost like they left it unlocked.
Not quite,
But
but
I remember you checked it, and it was locked.
Quite easy.
Hmm.
Sad, really.
that
Can they
might
open it?
explain how Ratigan's men took it.
And
That's
they
not
go
cautious.
just hope
inside.
there's somebody alive in here to talk to, dear.
You go in, and it's just dingy, and it's a square. The room is the square about the size of the pylon, and it's just got stairs going down.
This is quite nice.
Hmm.
Could use some
Cozy.
paint.
I'm gonna
And I start going down the ladder
Yeah, stairs, and
or stairs.
I'm gonna draw my gun and follow.
You go downstairs, and they just keep going. There's nothing more than just landings and more stairs, and you go down like 10 flights. It's like 10 floors worth of stairs.
And there's still
We
more
must
stairs.
be under sea
This is
level
hell
at
on
this
my
point.
knees.
I don't even have knees, and I'm not enjoying this.
Ugh.
I've had
But
worse.
thankfully, you see every few floors, you see a sign that still you see a clear signs that say aeronautics lab, and when the arrow pointing you down the stairs, you get to the bottom of the stairs, which are like about 10 floors worth. You mentally think of it. Yeah, it's about 10 floors. I've never been up or down that far in anything in my life. Stairs stop, and now it's just this massive hallway.
Oh, not again.
This is rather big.
Are there doors on either side?
You don't see any doors yet.
We
Hallway.
go down the
And
hallway.
you figure this is straight under
What is
the river.
the lighting situation?
There's we got gas lamps by now, yeah. So
We got gas lamps. We've got electric for the uber wealthy.
I think they would still be using gas for this. There's a gas lamp every. They're far apart, but they're just enough that even people with like the lowest of vision styles can see good enough between each one.
Interesting.
And every so on, you see a sign that says aeronautics lab this way. And
It's a rather long time.
after a while, you
It's a long
finally
hallway.
Could we be? I can't even think. Octavia, you're pretty good with the roads and the streets. Can you even imagine where we could be after all this time?
Tav,
Under the river.
do you have any more of those ball bearings?
I do quite a few.
We should
Would you like
probably we should probably test the hallway a bit.
Fair enough. I take one out and I roll it.
It rolls to the distance that you believe it would roll based on how you threw it. It stops for a moment, and then it starts rolling away from you further.
Hmm?
And you draw that as you go further down this hallway, you are heading slightly further down,
The
but an
angle.
imperceptible amount.
It's like a subtle ramp to the Underdark.
Oh, don't say that. I'm not prepared for a trip to the Underdark, baby. Oh,
I mean, that's the only thing that makes sense that would keep going down.
Based on your
Not
sense of
wrong.
direction, you believe that you have stayed underneath the river the entire time.
We were still under the
Deep-
river.
deep under
Down.
river.
Down
Like,
by the river.
By the river. Under the river, but sure.
we've been traveling for at least, what, 10, 20 minutes? Of
It would take you however long to get down about 10 flights of stairs. And then probably about that long on this
5
path.
minutes?
And as you're about to be like, well, what's this? This is bullshit. You do see in the distance huge double doors coming towards you as you move. I mean, they're not coming towards you. You're going towards it, but you know, the way you see things.
There's a slight angle. Which, if this is an underground lab and they were bringing pieces down, they would have been bringing them by some form of either magic or what have you till you got to a certain point. And then if they had to wheel them, they would need the path of least resistance.
Decline. Yes, that makes sense.
DM, I have a quick question.
Yes.
So I have a Gravedigger. When you choose a subclass at level 1, you gain weapon and tool proficiency with shovels, blah, blah, blah. You also gain the same effects of a ranger's favored terrain when in a graveyard, burial site, tomb, or within the Underdark. Does this count as any of those?
You're not gone far enough to be in the Underdark.
Okay. Just making sure. That's it.
And finally, you see there's this, very large doors. Like, it's gotta be 20 wide, 30 high.
Would one need such big doors underground?
Well, presumably for building massive airships. They clearly
How do you
did
get
not.
out?
That's a brilliant question. There
The-
simply must be another exit somewhere on the other side of this place.
That is the first thing an architect would have done, and I don't know how I know that. I think that had something to do with the lab. I woke up in an air vent. It is how I escaped. The main door was caved in, and there was another air vent cut out for just air. Just in case of cave-in.
I wonder if they have giants down here.
Ooh.
I certainly hope not.
I don't even speak giant. I am
I
rather
think
boring.
that-
I speak Common and Elven.
That's not helpful.
I didn't even know I knew Elven. Apparently, I know Elven.
Good to know.
Maybe. Meh. Well,
I thought you were sharing what.
how?
Never mind.
Anywho, we should probably go in or somehow look through the door. Are there any gaps that you can fit through, Oz?
Can we hear anything?
I'd like to walk up to the doors and see if they just swing open at this point.
These doors just open up.
Oh. I was trying to be more subtle than that, but all right.
This far underground, a locked door, the security of being that far under the bridge. I don't think that they would need any further element of security.
I'm saying that if we wanted to be quiet, it would be quieter to leave the doors closed.
We're about to start killing people, darling.
Fair enough.
And this is not quiet.
That's also fair. All right, let's go. And I throw the door open.
Inside is a large cement room. A room so large it's too large. You've never been inside an enclosed building, even as big as this room is. In the middle is a massive battleship, but you can clearly see it doesn't have a center mast. Can I get some perception checks?
So it's the thingamajig on the blueprint.
Was this match? Yeah. Mm. You're going to nice jail, mister.
You said this is perception?
Yes.
Oh, 6.
That's 10.
Nice jail.
Oh no. We all sucked.
Yes.
You don't hear anything.
Hmm.
I was going to give it
Seemed
to
like
the
an
highest, but the
But,
highest.
I think the high. I got a 7. Yeah. No.
Yeah.
That would be the highest, right?
I got a 10.
Oh, you got a 10?
Yeah.
You can hear something from the ship.
Changing.
You can't even tell. You can't tell if it's words or anything, but you hear there's something going on over there.
There's something here. On the ship. Should we make it explode?
Maybe
I don't
not
think that that would be
yet.
beneficial. Oh, shite.
It would be fun though. What?
What did they say they were removing from the ship?
The
I don't
mask,
remember.
the
It was
weaponry.
boring.
The weaponry.
Yes, the weaponry from the military ship.
A massive
Make it up.
battleship that can make it into the air. That in and of itself, this isn't an attempt at corporate espionage. This is an attempt at a military takeover. You can hold whole cities ransom with this. As long as they haven't removed the weapons yet.
Can we break it?
But I thought that's what they said they were going to do, was take all the weapons out and make it a...
That's what Racine was going to do. Do you think that's what Ratigan's going to do?
Oh. Hmm.
Can we please break it?
I think that's the
Well.
only recourse we have.
Oh, goody. And I take my crowbar out of my bag.
Do
And
you
just
approach
start
the ship?
prying shit off.
How far up from the ship are we?
The ship is like 100 feet away.
Oh, I'll go over to it then.
Is it like 100 feet forward and like up, or is it like down from like a catwalk, or what are we?
It is. See, it's sitting on its bottom on the floor,
Oh,
we're-
like...
so,
And we're also on the floor.
and you're also on the floor.
Okay.
So you're like
Oh,
over
we
here.
need
It's
to-
over here.
We need to get up to get on the ship. Right.
Are
So
there
you
any
approach
like
the ship?
guns facing outward or like cannons?
You don't see any from where you are now. You're behind the boat at this point,
Hmm.
so you can see the rudder.
Okay.
We're in the aft.
So
I would like to try and pry the rudder off with my crowbar.
as you approach, you hear the more noises, and you could hear someone say that they're still searching. We haven't
Oh.
found it. We don't know how to activate it. And then you can see ladders on the side of the on either side actually of the ship to get up to the top, get on deck. It's about 50 foot up a ladder to get on either side. To try and pry off the rudder, that would take time.
It's
Probably
Did
be
Punk
quite
make it
in?
noisy.
Did Punk make
We're
it in?
talking battleship size here, so we're talking.
Yeah, this is huge.
Like, this is a mass. I'm picturing a massive ship.
Yeah, I'm picturing.
We're talking like
aircraft carrier.
wooden battleship. Yeah, well,
See,
like
large ships have screws.
Yeah, but you would have to take out many, many, many of them to even make a difference. Big ships like this have layers upon layers of of steel
There,
and metal and nuts and bolts.
Stops it.
uh,
Isn't it worth it?
hold on. It sounded like they're searching for something, and they want a way to activate it. They either want the ship with the weapons, or they just want the cavorite. And that's an immense power source if it's able to lift something of this size. And I don't
So what
want
do you
to know.
say?
I don't want to know what they'd do with it if they didn't want it for lifting the ship. We have to go and stop them.
But that's
It's
so
the
much
only way.
work.
Do you think spending
Fine.
3
Would have to
days
pay
removing
for
screws to try to get one rudder off is less work?
I don't know. All right. And I start going for one of the ladders.
right, you
I
climb up.
tuck my crowbar away.
And I go for wherever the voices are coming from. If that's up the ladder, that's up the ladder.
It's up the ladder.
Okay.
You have to go up about 50 feet to reach a deck. You could do stealth checks, unless you want to Leroy Jenkins.
I'm gonna stealth check.
I'm stealth checking too. So
Not very stealthy.
23.
That's a dirty 20.
It's a 7.
For a large box, Punk is very dexterous. So I got
Ella
18.
doesn't know the meaning of the word stealth.
Oh wait.
You've got a +5 to stealth. Oh wait, are you proficient in it too?
I have a +7 to stealth.
Yeah, you have a +7.
Damn, bro.
So yeah, it's a dirty 20.
And I do not have proficiency, so it's still just a 23.
And what was Ella's?
Ella got a beautiful, stunning 7.
Well, everyone else did so much better.
Ella's not doing good tonight.
Luckily, it was a group check.
That makes up for it. As you peek over the edge, you can see you see a box where the center mass should be, and there's a group of 6 workers and scientists tied up and sat down around it.
Are they?
There are 4 baddies around the areas on the ship, and you do notice a big red button by the helm.
A button.
And now we shall roll initiative to decide what you want to do and when you want to do it. And Ella puts her entire head over, and you have to push her down.
I just like, oh,
There's just plasma. Just no.
They want the smart people tied up. What do we do?
I rolled a 15.
I rolled a
Just a-
15.
All right, fight it out.
You
I
can
was
go
11.
first. If you
uh,
if you get noticed in
I
this, you can always just talk your way out of it. Oh, change your appearance.
uh, to who?
One of
Someone
them.
we've seen
Someone we
before?
see
One of the
now.
Dragonborn?
Oh,
Oh, it's
yes. Absolutely, the Dragonborn we fought.
dude,
Octavia,
we didn't know.
Octavia, what
Octavia,
did you roll?
Octavia. Trade Ella the briefcase for Ella's bag.
Mm,
Do you want the button? Maybe you should be the man that I gave a smile before we departed, and have the button.
I mean,
No, that person wouldn't have known anything,
same as
but the ones delivering the plans would have had
yes,
to
they might.
known how to get down here.
Oh, fine. All right. And I trade.
Did you
Change
roll
into
for
one of the.
initiative,
Uh,
Susan?
Oh, yeah, I got an 11.
Okay.
yeah, well, in that case, I will yeah, I will transform into the dragonborns that I studied so intently at the train station.
All
And
right. So first on initiative is one of the bad guys who has no reason to believe anything's going on besides what he has been doing so far. So he continues to walk around and do whatever. And now it is Ella's turn.
Right.
Ella,
Ella's
Ella, you
going
have
to,
the briefcase. Octavia, you
yep,
gave it up.
Ella's going to roll her shoulders, amber up the rest of the ladder, take a good old deep breath, and stride forward as if she as if she belongs.
Oz is going to be covering Ella from a distance, trying to remain out of sight.
Okay.
And
And
Octavia
Punk's
is
like,
just going to be hiding.
and Punk's just like, Punk's in the middle of you all. He's like, so we're just gonna wait.
Let's see
Okay.
how this plays out.
4 of you slash my character for the future. That is in fact, if you're watching and didn't realize, it's my character for future for the future one shots. Next guy comes up in the order, and he's like, I don't know how to activate it. I don't know. As he continues walking around, see here, and 2 more of them, and they kind of do the same. They just, you get a feeling like they know what they were told, and they can't figure anything else out for themselves. Back to the top is the first bad guy, and he's gonna go up to one of the scientists, and he's like, "Tell me how to turn this thing on."
Oh, they want the ship. They definitely want the ship.
And back to Ella.
Um, I'm going to head. I know there you said there was like a big button. Kind of visualize the area. Several of them walking around looking like they don't know what they're doing. Uh, I don't want to get too far away from everyone else. Um, I think they are going to head over to like the closest group and be like in that person's voice, like hi, I'm back, job's done. Uh, how's things going on your end?
Shouldn't you have been here like 2 hours ago?
Yeah, I should have, but they put up more of a fight than I was expecting.
Well, I can see because
I,
your partner's not here.
yeah, well, kind of hang my head like, unfortunately, they did not make it back. But what matters is I got what I was sent to collect, so it wasn't in vain.
Okay, well, open it up and see how to turn this thing on. And that's probably enough for all that. So on to Oz.
Oz is going to continue to watch and cover, and also keep an eye on the ones that are closest to the scientists that are tied around the box.
Okay.
And make sure that they're not actively harming the scientists just yet, trying to get them to
So
talk.
far, you've only had them get yelled at. All right, Punk is up next, and he's just like, oh, "We go now?" And you're like, "No, no, 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 no. I want to punch." And Octavia.
I would like to walk across the, like, not walk, but like kind of climb quietly across the wall closer towards where Ella is.
Okay. So you'd be like hanging on the side going,
I mean,
um,
as a spindle folk, I think I
"Oh
can.
You
yes,
can climb
yes."
on the,
It would be
yeah,
you
Yeah.
wouldn't even have to hold on.
spider climb.
Oh,
Yeah,
Spider climbing the side. Okay, yeah.
just like the little old
So
lady in Legion.
oh god.
Oh,
I mean, your stealth was good enough before, and you're a spider lady, so yeah, you can just do that.
Cool.
But now you can clearly see the big red button.
Oh god. Oh no.
And the last, what? Is there three baddies at the end of this list? Yes, there is. Um, one of them goes up to the other two. Just continue walking around, looking like they're doing. But one of them does go up to Ella in disguise, and he's like, "Well, let's get this thing open. Let's find where it is." So there's two of them next to Ella now.
all right, all right. Give me some breathing room. Give me some breathing room.
And then that's the guy at the top of the order is the one that first talked to Ella. So we're back to Ella again.
Yeah. Alice like, all right, give me a second. I have to figure out have to scroll through the last two. Yeah, didn't last long enough to get the last two digits. So put in the first two, and then I make a show of carefully holding my ear next to it, just over exaggeratingly trying to kill time. Try to kill time, and like, yeah, give it a moment, give it a moment. By the way, what's that button over there do anyway? Anyone know?
Button over there.
Yeah.
And then he's going to think about going to there when his
One.
turn comes. Oz. You can all hear this conversation going on
So,
because you're close
so is
enough.
it there only one left by me now that I get rid of one?
He would, when his turn comes up at the end of towards the end of the order, they would be moving.
Um, how surrounded are the scientists?
At this point, right on the scientist point, only one of them.
So if anybody went over there, they'd be seen.
Yeah.
Octavia's going towards the button.
Hopefully a juicy snack is coming near her.
Um, looking around. Is anyone looking anywhere near the ladder?
No.
And do I see any machinery in between?
But between you and where the scientists are and
Yeah.
the workers?
Yeah.
No, you can probably get straight to a worker
I was thinking more along the
during
lines
your
of
turn.
I wanted to make myself seem like some sort of leakage out of the machinery of the ship.
Okay.
I just want to just meld and just be like a gooey mess on top of the deck, just slowly like seeping through the cracks, looking like just a gross, disgusting mess.
You could get that done without being seen, at least not by a bad guy.
And I want to like ooze in the direction of the scientists at that point.
Okay. Do you have an Uzi movement speed? When you're all laid out like that?
I don't think there's an oozing movement speed. My base movement speed is 30 feet. If you want to have it for that, that's fine.
So you flatten yourself out on top, and you start moving yourself towards the people.
But then, like, I want to keep one little bit of me hanging off the side, just holding, like, a weird hanger, like my gun and armor, just hanging off the side of the ship, unseen.
I mean, you have control of you have that full control of your body. Sure. I mean, this is the thing you created.
Yeah, it's shape self as an action. You reshape your body to give yourself the limbless blob. Yep.
You and one of the scientists sees this happen. But the scientist is not going to say anything about a third party just yet.
So how many bad guys are there? There's the one that's headed towards the button. There's the on his turn. There's the one that's standing next to Ella, and there's the one that's covering the scientists.
And then there's one more on like the other side. You went up one side, he's on the other side of the ship.
Okay. He's like fully near like the bow because we came up near the back.
Yeah, but you'd be port side. He's starboard.
Okay. So he's front right, we're back left.
There's two things I desperately want to happen during this fight, and I hope they both happen. It just would be so cool. All right, so let's see. Okay, three guys. One guy takes another lap around the scientists and workers. The one guy that's on the other side of the ship from you is still poking around, and then the one starts making its way towards the button and passes by where Octavia is. If Octavia chooses, she could do something to that person right now.
I would like to grab them by the ankle and like pull them off of the edge.
All right. Roll that up.
What am I rolling for?
It'll be I guess it's technically a grapple. So it'd be opposed strength, but he would have no idea anything's happening.
So that'd be disadvantage for him. Probably.
I would double it. He gets disadvantage, you get advantage.
All right.
Let's make this happen.
Octavius Batman.
Mm-hmm.
So he rolled a 5 on his disadvantage. If he didn't have disadvantage, the 20.
Oh, so with advantage, I still rolled a 10. So thank goodness for that disadvantage.
So you grab him by the like
Yank.
around the ankle, and you yank him, and he falls 50 feet to the ground. I don't even have to roll the d6s. That guy's dead,
Yeah.
and he crushes to the floor, and everybody else has a big exclamation point go up above their head.
What was that?
And they're like, "What happened to Carl?"
Is that Carl? Oh no.
We come back to Ella.
I put down the briefcase. What was that? Did someone fall off? Uh, some, go go check on that while I get this damn case open. See what happened. Hurry up.
Damn it, Carl! Been drinking again. And we get to Oz, who is
One more
now on the
number.
Okay.
floor.
Who's all in motion right now? Because we've got the one that was on Ella, the one that's front right, and we've got the one on the scientists. Um, are any of them looking like they're motioning towards where Carl went?
The one, well, he's going to be moving at the end of the order, towards the end of the order. So there would still be one on Ella, who is now going to make his way towards Octavia unknowingly. There's the one still making laps around the workers and scientists, and then there's the one still on the other side of the ship.
I'm gonna try to ooze towards the one on the other side of the ship.
Okay. If that's all you're going to do in your turn, then you'll get your full movement then.
Okay, yeah,
Between,
yep.
and more of the scientists see, and they kind of look at each other, and yeah, don't. Somebody grab that guy. I saw it. They're like, okay, and so they're all gonna just stay quiet about the weird things happening on the ship that seeming to maybe helping them currently. And Punk says, "Go now,"
No one's there
and
with Punk.
he has no one to look at anymore. And he
Oh
goes,
no.
and he's like, "Oh no, I have to make a decision by myself." And he's gonna climb up, and he's gonna be like, "Hey, you!" And he's gonna run up to the guy that is at the workers, and he's gonna punch. Yeah, that's gonna hit for 7 damage, and I'm gonna burn a key point. And which one of these do I want to do? I'm gonna do the handheld jab, and yeah, that's gonna kill him.
Oh, I love a fisticuffs. Love a fisticuffs.
So I run up to him and say, "Hey, you want to just punch him?" And I kind of just like go right through, like all the way across my forearm, from my fist like to my elbow, across
Oh.
his face, and he just crumples into a heap.
Just caved his head in. Looks like he got curb stomped midair.
And now it's Octavia's turn.
How close am I to the nearest person?
They're still over by Ella, so you would have to get off. You would have to get off the side to get to them.
Okay. Well, with Punk running into the mix, let's see. How far away are the scientists?
Since you went so far to the side, it would probably take more. Well, if you used your entire turn, you could get to them, but you wouldn't be able to do anything.
Okay. I'm gonna do that.
Okay.
So there's the one by me and the one that's all the way on the other side of the ship, right?
Yes, and now they've seen a large metallic man punch the shit out of their one friend, and now there's also a spider lady skittering across the deck.
And also the other guy fell off the side.
The other guy fell off the side, yeah.
Mhm.
So we're down to those two guys. One guy's like, "The hell? That's where the spider came from. I'm getting the hell out of here." And he's gonna head towards the button you mentioned earlier, but he doesn't get to touch it yet. The other guy has heard all this. He turns around, but it's going to take his entire turn to run up to where everything is going down. And then we're back to Ella.
All right.
Wait. You saying the guy who's at the front of the ship is running to where everybody's?
Yeah, it took his entire. The guy on the other side of the ship has now ran to where everybody else is now.
Is he passing me within melee range at that point?
You know
Since I
what? Since
used
you
my
moved so
movement
much,
to get close
since you
to
used your
him,
whole turn to move. Yeah, he'll pass by you then, yeah.
I'm going to uh, take an attack of opportunity and whip everything back into place right in front of him and take a shot. Which will probably not hit with an 8.
Yeah, 8 is not going to hit.
Oh.
And he's like, "What the? Where did all these come from?" All right, Ella.
Hi. Ella is still playing their role. Uh, say, we're under attack. Uh, the watch them. I'll get them. I'll take care of this side. And I'm going to one hand on the briefcase, going to pull out their rapier and look as if as if they are looking towards the people attacking my friends. But I want to let the other one get. I want his back to me, so I'm not going to do anything now. But yeah.
I mean, the one that just ran by and Oz missed? That one?
Oh
Because
yeah.
that
So
one would have its back to you.
yeah. Okay. Well, in that case, well, if he does have his back to me, I guess I would like to kind of come up and back do a little bit of a backstab.
All right.
Yeah. Possible just 22.
Oh, there you have it. Yeah, that's going to hit.
Where's my D8? Yes. 7.
All right. So you send it into him. He just was like, "Ah!" As like this goop person shows up right in front of him and shoots at him. Somehow that didn't hit him. Then all of a sudden you stab him in the back. And he's like, "What the?"
Oops! I tripped on the scoop. Oh shoot! Whoops!
And then, yeah, it's going to be all their turns in a row, isn't it? Yeah. It becomes the guy that was running towards Octavia, but then saw Octavia and then started going the other way. He starts going, and he's just like, F it, and he hits the button.
Oh no.
You
Wait.
hear sirens. Yes?
Wait, was that Ella's turn?
No, this is one of the baddies' turn.
No, I meant before that. Did Ella take the turn to stab, or was that a
Yeah.
reaction?
So that
So
was his
that
turn.
would be
So yeah, it's Oz's
my
turn.
turn.
Oz's turn.
How close am I to the guy who's gonna hit the button? How close am I to the scientists?
Scientists, you're like 10 feet away. The guy who hit the button, you wouldn't. Well, you'd be able to shoot at him with movement, but you wouldn't get next to him.
Okay. So Ella is actually going to run over and untie the scientists
Okay.
before he can hit the button, just in case that box is going to do something to them when the button gets pressed.
So Oz unties the scientists. You'd pass by that guy, so he would take an attack of opportunity. But he rolled a 10, so he doesn't get anything off.
Nope.
You want to tie the scientists? Is that it? That's movement in action.
Wait, if he's right there and he takes the attack of opportunity, does that mean everyone he passes on the way to that button also gets an attack of opportunity?
That's the other guy that was over by Ella.
Okay.
He was by Ella. He decided to go after where the guy fell off. Then Octavia got up on top, and he saw that, and so his next turn he said nope, and he went for the button, and he hasn't reached the button yet.
Snatch him off the edge.
And where
okay.
is
But you went to the people, which is the guy that you tried to shoot at earlier. So that was the guy that attacked you.
Okay, so he stopped about when he got attacked, like not long after.
Because he passed by you.
Yeah.
You missed him. Then
I passed by him on the way back to...
But then you passed by him on the way to the people.
Okay. And when is it Punk's turn again?
Punk is after you.
Okay.
So are you done?
Yep.
All right, so Punk is going to go punch that guy. You're going to go punch him. Which is barely going to hit. It's going to hit exact as AC. But since he's already been stabbed in the back, that's going to finish him off with a regular punch. And he crumples. And now it is Octavia's turn. There's one baddie remaining. The scientists have started to move toward strategic areas that they know of to do their jobs to make sure this thing doesn't blow the hell up.
How far am I from the last baddie?
You could just get to him in melee range.
Okay, so I would like to take my spade and knock the shit out of him.
Are you trying just to hit him, or are you actually trying to knock him out?
So we saying it's a
probably
cold
knock
shot?
him out. I'm gonna say knock him out just because we can kill him after he's knocked out if we need to.
Okay.
Might have more secrets.
That's 6.
That wouldn't have hit with a regular shot, unfortunately. All right.
Oopsie.
It's his turn. You
I'm
have.
try. This is awkward.
He's gonna go take the last couple steps, and you have an attack of opportunity, Octavia.
All right, I'm gonna do that. This time it's 12.
That just misses. He reaches over and he hits the button. You hear sirens go off
Ooh.
as the ceiling above you starts moving to the side.
It's a
Water
hammer.
starts pouring into the room.
Oh no.
Mm-hmm.
Oh
The
shit.
box in the middle of the ship at the center mast, where the center mast would be, lights up with a green light. And you feel the boat start to lift. Not only the lifting of the water from now underneath it, but it's also in the air. The ship started to move in the air.
Oh. Okay, this is fine. This is fine.
So I yell
This
out
is
to the scientist, "Make it stop! Make it stop! How do we make it stop?"
And we are to Ella.
Hmm. How far away is the other person now? That's the one that, how far away is the person that just pressed the button?
You can get to him.
Yeah, I suppose I will run over. Like "Alright, I'm coming to help you, don't worry." And yeah, I guess I'll try and take another stabby stab. As I accidentally slip and trip again on the ever-present ooze. 16 plus 5, 21.
That hits.
11 points of damage.
It said 11?
An 8 on the D8 plus 3.
Jeez, okay. And he just goes right down.
I'm just like, oh, I'm so clumsy. Shoot. Oops.
This one
Oh,
just
that was
goes
the
straight
last
down.
one.
I
All
believe
right,
we're good.
you are no
No, we're
longer
very, very
flying.
bad. It's already activated.
You
Oh,
are no longer
okay,
fighting.
I turn to the
But
scientists. Tell me that that button wasn't some form of attack.
I don't know. It was to launch the system.
what launch? Launch what
What does that
happened?
mean?
To take the ship into the air.
And then what?
And
And
then
then
what?
what?
To just be flying up there.
That's it.
And then you come back down?
I mean,
Put it
eventually.
down. Put it down now.
It doesn't shoot anybody, right?
It doesn't run into anything, does it? Are we
Is it
aimed
finished?
anywhere? Is it finished? Is it ready? Or are we just up
Going
shit
for
creek
a
without a
ride.
paddle?
What's happening?
Well, I think once we're up for long enough for a little while, we could probably safely make a landing into the water.
If
Well, that's
listen,
reassuring.
if you all don't wish to deal with this,
I mean, we weren't supposed to have the first flight for another couple of days. Just more testing and stuff, but
And there's not a stop button. What kind of scientists are you?
Is there a
well,
way
I
to
have
steer it?
prepared the charms to
yes,
allow us
the
to
steering
land.
works like a regular ship. But I don't think you'd want to steer it yet. We're not quite out of the bunker.
Just
Can you stop
for
the
once we
launch?
get out.
Can we make it stop? Is there a pause button?
I think we'd have to get out of here, clear here, and then land back into the river.
So we just need
As
to
it continues
wait.
going up.
So
Yeah,
who's
I
going
mean,
to steer this thing?
yeah, the entire city's going to see us in about, well, judging by how high we're up now, about 5 minutes. The entire city of Leiden will see us.
What
Okay.
in the
Does
hell
anyone I
was
came with
Ratigan
wish
after?
to abandon ship?
Yes,
Do you wish
yes, I
to
would.
remain?
I
Shall we jump to the edge? We make it wet, but we will not be in the air.
Yes, I would like to abort this mission. I would not like to fly. No, thank you.
We will float. We will float
I
down to the
do
water.
not think that will work for our heavy friend nor myself.
Oh.
I'm not. I don't believe the magic cares of your weight.
I
I
meant
think it's
the
nice knowing
water.
you.
Oh, 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 that part. The landing. Oh dear. Ah.
All the workers and the
Can you
scientists start
parachute
taking
yourself to the
positions.
land?
They start taking positions around
I
the ship,
could, but Punk
and
would
they're
be
like,
lost.
this is actually working really well. Actually, everything's as expected.
If it's all as expected, the only thing I'm worried about is being a target once we're in the air.
If we crash and die, I will murder you. I swear.
We
I am
shall
less
not crash,
afraid
dear. I
about
will
the
guarantee that.
crash than I am about the idea that Ratigan is somewhere aiming something at us when we lift.
And you think when we fall out into the sky, it won't involve a crash?
If we're dead before we hit the ground, it doesn't make a difference.
The point is, if this goes badly, I will murder every single person on board who survives.
If this goes badly, none of us will survive.
I certainly don't like the odds of that.
If I
And
survive, I will make everybody not survive.
and as you now are above, you can take in the view if you would like to.
I may
But
not
you
like
also can't help to think about the evil that caused all of today's circumstances, and that he is out there, possibly not even in
Wait,
Avalon anymore.
wait. Where is his nephew?
In the lab, I thought.
His nephew was supposed to be down here in the hidden lab.
the lab that's
Maybe he's
rapidly
further
filling with
downstream?
water.
Is
Maybe he'll
there a,
die?
is there a below deck?
Yes. All of the things from a regular ship are here. We just lessened the weight.
Do you remember anyone else coming on board when those Cretans came on and harassed you?
And
No,
would they
there
still be here?
there was a fifth, but he left long ago. Once they had control of the ship, he took off.
Fuck.
So neither of them are here.
Doesn't sound like it.
Yet both of them will be well aware that the ship is fully
Airborne.
operational, flying through the skies.
What good does that do them if they're not in control of it?
No.
I'd like to go investigate below deck.
Okay. Can give me a couple investigation checks.
18 plus my intelligence. So that's a 19. No, wait, sorry, that's a 21. I'm proficient. That's a nat 20 for a 24.
Brr.
You don't find anybody, but you do find that there is a really nice bedroom in part of the ship.
Oh. Well, Ella, if you need somewhere to entertain clients,
You would
Ooh.
gather this would be like, if there was an executive on board.
and no weapons, they've all been taken off.
Yeah, all the weapons are gone.
Okay.
That was one of the first things they did. Not only was it de-weaponizing it, it was removing a lot of the extra weight.
So they actually were doing what the diary said.
But the question is, why did the Ratikans want anything to do with it? Was it just for the power source? Or were they planning to fly this into something?
Power source, the utility, as you said before, they could go anywhere they want with this thing. I mean, look at us. We're flying through the air like a
Doesn't
bird.
matter.
It matters because whatever they want, they wouldn't have just left it in the incapable hands of a bunch of miscreants. They clearly got what they wanted. And
But
they've
are there any
moved on.
biscuits? I promised Prometheus cheese.
You can look around this bedroom. You can take whatever you see. I don't think the
A
scientists will much
place
care.
like this, I'm sure there's a kitchen or something, and if they have a luxury suite, they have to have a way to feed their passengers. There
I
must be
look for
some form of
cheese.
kitchen.
Investigate for cheese.
Mm-hmm. I have priorities.
That just makes me want
You
cheese.
have all your mice in a row.
Am I rolling?
Go for it.
Could have used that earlier. 17.
Find a nice camembert.
Oh, goody. I start crumbling it up and dropping it down my shirt for my rat.
And if there is anything else you guys want to add, that is the end of the adventure. Yeah.
I would like to go to the very, 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 very front of the ship,
Oh god.
hang on to the prow, untie my braid, my very, very long, long braid, let my hair loose, as I've come back to myself, of course. Ah,
Queen of the world.
So we have time. We could do some Q&A, or I can tell you what the other thing you could have done was.
I want to know what would have happened had we tried to investigate enough to go after Ratigan Sr.
So this one, you would have gone to the school, and you would have found the directory. You would have gone to faculty offices. Ponk would be in front of the faculty office. You would go inside, find that Professor Ratigan's office is room number 69.
pew, 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 pew.
You would get there.
Auga.
You would get there, and he'd be like, "Oh, it's the Freakshow has been messing with my day," and then he would just essentially be like, "Well, if you fight me, I will not fight back. You will become murderers, and then my nephew will take over. And then if you take me to the yard, I'll be out before you've moved to your next town. And then the adventure would end with you taking him out of the building as the ship is flying above the city."
Sounds like he could have used a Glasgow smile.
Sounds like they have more up their sleeves.
Yes, very
Mhm.
much. Was
And
there? Here's a question. Oh, I'm sorry.
I was going to say, and I want more one-shots.
Was there a world in which we caught up with the nephew?
I
If we moved
so the
quick
whole
enough?
nephew thing was made up on the spot. I
That's
had that
good.
he had somebody in line behind him, and that they were more brutal than him.
Mhm.
But that was it. I didn't have it was his nephew. I didn't have any of the extra stuff. That was all made up on the spot.
Nicely
Very
done.
nice.
Yeah.
That was fun.
This is quite fun.
If you
Quite
want to know what I've made up on the spot, you remember the horror house where Cordelia went almost face first into the crow?
Yeah.
I knew that the farm was there. I knew what was in the barn, but I didn't know shit about the house. That was all just.
They
On
went in
the
the
fly.
house. Now you got to put something in the
Yeah.
house.
Yeah.
But
And then the whole thing about her keeping the button. I was like, he
Yeah,
pushes the button, the house blows up. That's it for the button. But she kept the
no, I'm
button.
keeping the button.
Kept the
I hope
button.
whoever does the next one shot just keeps up with the Radigan family.
I
We've
mean,
got it. We've
so
got a
that's the best
nemesis.
part is I've set up all this stuff and I don't have to pay it off.
We've got a nemesis.
And so I was like, so this is a mashup of what I mean, names from Great Mouse Detective,
Yeah.
but the main storyline is from the first issue, the first series of the League of Extraordinary Gentlemen comic series.
Okay. Yeah.
And they're looking for the Cavorite from Dr. Caver, and it's the key for flight. And so one of the things I had to check in with MJ was, do these things exist yet? And she's like, yes, but only the very rich have them. And I was like, okay.
Yeah, only the very rich have airships, and there is someone trying to invent mass travel, but it is not airships. They are trying to invent planes.
So I was like, okay, I'll just change it. She's trying to make airships usable as like a mass transit situation.
And you will.
Well, thank you, Dan. That was fun.
Yes,
Yes,
thank you very much.
And of course, one of my go-tos as a DM is a fight right away. That's one of my things. All right, anything else, so we can wrap it up.
My go-tos as a writer are usually a chase right away because it freaks people out and gets them into the story faster. They're like, oh shit, there are already stakes.
I don't know what my go-to is yet. I don't have that much experience.
But that's writer. I don't have go-to as a DM because like everything I do, I want to make a little bit different. And last time I started a campaign, I started everybody separate and they had to get to the same place. And it took a nice
I
long
did that
time.
in a city. It was funny because it was they all had to go. They all ended up having to be at the arena for a fight, and so it was like your character works at a pub making the soup. So you're gonna do something. Somebody's gonna show up. They're gonna love the soup so much they're gonna give you a free ticket to the show.
And the amount of time it took everyone to get to the same spot in that campaign, which is why all of you got Amanda Wallard at the beginning of this one.
And it was like do the same thing to everybody. Just and here's a ticket to the fight tonight. Everybody go to the fight. It was an interesting thing as the DM to come up with a reason for somebody to show up wherever. Different entryways to get to the same place. But anyway.
Very fun.
It was very great. My first time playing D&D.
Hey, it was fun being able to play with you.
Yes, very much so.
And Oz just kind of took shape as things happened.
My word.
Get out.
Ah,
All right, Michelle, I
enjoyed
think
being
you have
here.
to wrap
No
it
more
up.
frivolous.
Yep. That is all for this week, everyone. We will be back next week with our special guest, Lauren, and finding out where the hell that car went. And until next time, we are the Luck, Marry, Kill Squad. Bye.
Bye.
Mm.